Flight 1940 here. Today we're taking a look at Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, and this is the weekly challenges. I basically got kind of addicted to them from a few weeks back. So I've already, though I think it just started basically, and I've swept it. Undoubtedly, somebody's going to come through and do the same thing I did. But I just wanted to show you guys, if you never tried it, there's 3 challenges. They're all basically the same: precision landing. Sometimes it's a jet, sometimes it's a prop, sometimes it's a helicopter. Low altitude, same thing, different types of planes, but you got to fly super low. And there's also a time component too, so you got to kind of strategize about going the lowest, but also getting across the finish line the fastest as well. Each second that gets added, there's another component of altitude points that's being added, versus if you just did it quickly, you wouldn't have that added to your score. And of course, the rally race, we'll try first. So you can see here, I've just beaten this guy by like 1 second, so I want to try and get my lead up a little bit further. We can see the record is actually 2 minutes flat, which is pretty freaking good. I'll show you why. This plane, it's slightly tricky because you've got to manage your speed component. And I'll show you what I'm talking about once we get flying. I hate that it starts in this external view and I can't get into the cockpit right away. Alright, so we want to cut this. If I'm going to jam the throttle forward, you'll start to hear some beeping as we overspeed the aircraft, get close to it. So I'm going to have to pull back on the throttle as we go downhill. If you continue to stay on the throttle as you overspeed, then you will damage the aircraft, and you will basically start with a few seconds of penalty, and basically the run is kind of shot. So we're flying against my Ghost right now, who is we're slightly beating the Ghost, which is my run. The Ghost thing is really neat because if you started this challenge and you don't know what the heck to do, you will see the best flyer, so you kind of get an idea of how to attack it. So we're managing our throttle. I'm pulling off the throttle coming downhill right here. It's going to slope to the left. We can add some more throttle in. We're going to pull a hard turn, so we'll pull some speed off. We'll come around pretty tightly around this one too as well. There we go. Got the next one there. It's still going downhill, so we can pull the throttle back a little bit. And we're going to come across this, speed up a little bit more because we need to burn off some speed as we come around here. Alright, we're already 2 seconds up from my Ghost, which is pretty good. Give us some more clearance from the other guy. Nope, spoke too soon. Alright, we're coming downhill, so I have to pull the throttle back. Add some more throttle in. I definitely think if you're using rudder, you have an advantage over people that are not using it. So now I'm going to jam the throttle forward. And we're not basically going to be able to overspeed at this point anymore because we're not going downhill. Everything's flat. And we just kind of want a smooth turn and then align everything neatly and then hold it straight and level so we don't waste our speed. So we'll get across the finish line in this straight shot. Alright, so it looks like we did pretty good. I think we got about 1.5 seconds over our last run. 2:16, I think, is what I saw. Yeah, there we go. So we're 3 seconds ahead. That was one of the challenges. It's super easy and fun, and the reason I got into it was because my game kind of crashes or gets hung up trying to load a free flight. And somebody suggested if you do one of these challenges and then you go to free flight, they tend to have more success without it getting stuck on the satellite screen as it's trying to load the game world. All right, let's do another one. Let's do the low altitude one. This one, I think I got a comfortable lead. I think if you play DCS and you've flown online in combat servers, PvP, you know what it means to go fast and low. So if you can do that, you're probably going to be pretty successful in this really easily. Alright, this game starts you off with your flashlight on. I don't like that. Alright, that's my Ghost. So we want to go really low and really fast. I'm just going to firewall it, and we don't have to worry about the plane overheating because we'll be done by the time that's going to be possible. The Ghost is blocking us, so you see we're a little less with the points there and slightly lower on average than our last run. Got to be careful by hitting terrain. So we want to go the lowest, so we're going to have to hug the trees and stuff. You can crash into the trees and you will lose time because you'll be restarted in the middle of the air. Oh, we got super close with that one. Have to gun it down here, and we're going to use our rudder and come around as low as we can, get over the water. This one also takes some strategy. You're going to have to figure out the best clean lines that you can get, so you can do it the fastest and also stay the lowest. You going up and over hills and stuff is definitely going to penalize you quite a bit, especially if people like me are hugging the dirt, going as fast as possible. We're doing a little bit better than my last run, which is really great. I want to get some buffer against these folks trying to knock me off the first place over the week. And what's cool is the game is also every week it kind of re-leagues you basically. Once you start off at like the lowest league, and then depending on how you do, the next week they'll bump you up one, and you do better, then the next week you get bumped up, or if you do worse, you get sometimes get relegated down. So you're not gonna. You'll always kind of be either slightly in a group of your peers, or slightly above them, or slightly lower. But the game's pretty good at finding out where your skill set's at, so you're not just getting dunked on the whole time. I basically only did one challenge the first week I did it, because there was a helicopter landing challenge on a oil rig, and it was like in a storm, and I just destroyed the score because I'm so used to flying helicopters in DCS and Microsoft Flight Sim, so it was really nothing. And I was really just doing it to try and get my free flights working smoothly. Then I noticed on the screen that the next week it said, oh, you've got upgraded to the next league level, and I was like, oh, that's pretty neat, and then I kind of got sucked into it. So this is pretty fun. So the smoke here is going to be our end spot, so we just want to hug as low as we can, make sure we don't clip the mountaintop here, and then we should be done pretty shortly. There we go. All right, I think we did better than our last run, so this is nice. Yeah, we added some more. I think we got better. Probably not by much, but that's okay. All right, the final one, Nagasaki. I'm not good with airliners. In fact, I was trying to. I wasn't even sure if I was doing the reverse thrust properly, because I just don't fly airliners in this game, and I think I didn't have it mapped originally. But I think I got it mapped now. It kind of just throws me off. The default reverse thrust noise isn't very loud, so it kind of makes you believe it's not happening, which confuses me. Alright, so this is our thing I like to do with this one is I want to get my max braking on. Okay, I think we're good with that, and then we want to arm the speed brake. Yep, arm that, and then this guy I like to take down, because this will help us use the HUD. We're going to try and land this thing like a frickin' like a Hornet. So we're just going to put the velocity vector, aim it towards the runway target is going to be right where the right where that touchdown markers are. So we got some time. This isn't as fast and crazy as the other one. If you notice here down there, the wind speed is pretty high. It's coming in from the left there, and it's about 31, 32 knots of crosswind, so it is kind of choppy, and I think that's what the challenge is with this one. But yeah, we don't care about the sync rate. We're fine. Oh, the flaps aren't coming down. All right. All right, we're gonna have to. Normally the flaps come right all the way down on the, I think on the spawn end, but it didn't do that for some reason. There we go. So now we're gonna have to rearm this. There we go.
5, sync rate. 400.
All right, for the challenge sake, we want to kind of get ahead or behind the runway target. Well, I guess ahead of it if you're thinking about it as we're coming towards the runway. Because we'll do our flare, and then that should put us to the point where we touch down like right at the marker. We're really shallow here, but this might work out. Also, you want to brake as fast as possible and stay as close to the center line as possible. That's all part of the challenge here. We are going really fast.
50, 40,
All right, here we go. Hold it off. There we go. Should have max braking and the reverse thrust is going. So we want to hug that center line as much as possible and then stop as fast as possible. All right, 48 knots, still going. And let's see what the score was. Nice. I don't remember what the other one was, but well, that works for me for now. Might not have done it any better, but that's okay. If we go back to challenges, we'll see if anybody... Okay, we're still in first. These people are coming after me, though. I saw this guy. His speed, his times are changing, so we'll see if anybody topples me. I don't know if there's a way to get people into certain leagues or not, but maybe these are just people that play around me or in my region. So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys a quick little Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 video of something I started to get into. This is the weekly game challenges. If you're at the main menu, it's super easy. Just go to the challenge league. And like I said, they will put you in a league. I think you start off as with bronze. And then I didn't do any of the challenges aside from one, the precision landing in bronze, and it bumped me up to the next league. And so I was in the silver league like last week. Basically swept it, but somebody was trying to topple me in the low altitude thing. It was a Super Hornet going over, I think, the Alps or something like that. It was really fun. But yeah, I think I will try to continue to play this. Maybe I'll do a quick video of it. So if you're into doing this stuff, you can probably see kind of a method of how to get a better score. Anyways, if you have any questions or comments, let me know below and I'll get to them as soon as possible. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Okay. After I filmed that video, I just tried it one more time and I had this crazy landing that was damn near perfect. I think I could have done slightly better on the slowing down part, but look at this, 1.3 million points. So I'm firmly ahead. I think this is what happened last week with one of my landings. I was like at over 1 million points. So I hope this holds up, but that sucks that I didn't get that on film. But I've got proof here, so you know I really did it. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye.